like 10 to 12, 6 to 8, 8 to 10. I was like, oh man, the price of the bottle just doubled. So I was like, it's only 2 years old. It didn't even turn two when they were tasting it. It turned two in February.
Oh,
So
okay.
for me, it's so freaking exciting that I can make a blend. I have to wait forever for it.
Yeah.
I'm too old and poor for that nonsense, I don't want to own a distillery, but I love that my friends let me play at the distillery.
Well, and you said you get barrels and you bring them to your store. And does the whiskey stay in a barrel or you bottle
No,
right
so
then?
legally they have to bottle it. Right,
They
but
do? Why?
Yeah.
Because you're not a distiller?
Yeah.
Oh, that's stupid.
It's just, it
That's
has,
stupid.
it
What's
has to
going to
be that
happen
way.
to it? What's going to happen to it?
I
Sitting in a
could
barrel. You know what I mean?
leak and other things. No, because I don't have a
Yeah,
bonded
yeah.
warehouse, so I can't, I can't. It's a lot. I mean,
The different tiers you have to
Exactly.
Yeah, you have you can be a seller, you can be a distributor, or you can be a maker, and you
yes.
can't be
You can't
any
be.
of the others.
You can't own. You can be them, but you just can't own them. So like my cigar malt is on the company name is my new brand called Irene Tan Spirits Company, which coincidentally is not owned by me. My sister owns it. Because I can't own a retail store and own, and be a supplier. So
Oh.
yeah, that's how the laws are.
Man, y'all do have a lot more laws
Oh,
than
yeah.
we do. Nothing like that for me.
Yeah, so she technically owns it. She's 100% share in the company, and basically she contracts me to go out in the blends. As
So
whiskey
you're an
mentors.
employee or contractor for
Contractor,
Irene Tan
And
Spirits.
which just is what I do. I've done all my life. Even in IT world, I was always a contractor.
Hey, yeah.
So
yeah.
I really like that because people don't get to tell me what to do.
Yeah. No, I feel you.
Yeah.
So of course Cory's been recording all along, and once again we have this awkward introduction after a small behind-the-scenes conversation that'll most likely end up on the film. And thank you, Sohan, for being here. You already brought out a tea at the end of the last episode. What kind of tea did you bring?
It is all over the table now, but it's a red tea, which in Chinese Hong Cha means red tea, but it's what we call black tea. So the type of tea that we think of as tea here in America, Lipton tea, Earl Grey,
Yep.
that sort of thing, that is what this is. But it is a Phoenix red tea, meaning it's from the Phoenix Mountains, which is traditionally the home of oolongs. But it's not an oolong. It's been processed differently and therefore is not an oolong tea. It is a red tea. But the only difference is that it has been processed differently. Same leaves, same cultivars.
So red as in, why is a red tea versus a black tea?
So there's 6 categories of tea in Chinese, and we're talking about the tea plant, Camellia sinensis, just the one plant. So not any hibiscus or ginger or anything like that. Just the tea plant. There's green tea, there's yellow tea, there's oolong tea, and there's red tea. Those are all on an oxidation spectrum. Green tea's unoxidized, red tea's fully oxidized. Yellow and oolong tea are in the middle.
Yep.
But then you've got white tea, which is uncooked and dried, and therefore it oxidizes slowly over time. And then there's hei cha, the fermented teas, which literally means black tea, right? In Chinese, means black tea.
How are they fermented?
In a pile. The leaves are piled up and then they're wet.
So
and then-
natural fermentation with.
There's different kinds. There's hei chas that are just incidentally fermented. This will turn into hei cha. Give it 15, 20 years, this will be hei cha, or maybe less, depending if it's stored in a humid place.
Yep.
As it sits there and just starts to decompose and ferments, it will become hei cha. But then what we're about to drink after this one is a post-fermented hei cha, which means that they took the finished leaves, it started its life off like this tea, green, like this. They piled it up, they wet it down, they turned it like compost for 40 days, and they repeated that process, going from one big pile to like a whole layer across the floor or on a table, depending on how they do it. And
So it's not fermentation like with yeast. It's a different
it's
type
with
of.
mold, it's aspergillus, it's fermenting the way that a cigar ferments, or the way that pipe tobacco ferments in a humidor, or the way that cacao ferments.
Oh wow.
Less like the way that beer
Or
or
whiskey, yeah.
yogurt ferments, but it is still fermentation. It's composting is what it's doing. It's turning into dirt, and it gets this deep earthy taste. So when we talk about red tea, I'll show you why we call it red tea. Okay, we call it red tea because, wow, I put a whole lot in there.
Because it's the best tea.
It is,
you go.
yeah. Cory's a big red tea fan.
So when we had Daniel Whittington here, he had the exact same question. So I was trying to pull that answer about fermentation out of Sohan.
Yep.
So,
Well, color-wise,
yeah,
it's-
color-wise, it's red. If
Yep.
someone has hair this color, you call it. They say they got red hair. You know, strawberry blonde. There are red teas. This is not the reddest of red teas, but I'm actually going to set this aside. We'll do the Huiwei Bei, the returning flavor cup, with that, and then I'm going to let y'all give this another smell now that it's warmed up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now it's got, the fruit is a little bit more dialed back. It's getting a little bit more composty, maybe because we're talking about that. A little more earthy, a little more wet.
I'm getting stone fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the nose, I'm getting some stone fruit like peaches or nectarines.
Yeah, but when it was dry, it was more of a, it's like a dried fruit, like a darker fruit. But yeah, now it seems to like not.
Yeah, you get more cacao notes coming out now, more chocolatey notes, and I get a little bit of like rose or lychee. Yeah. All right.
So I wanted to talk a little bit more about Texas whiskey and collaborations because I was following you at the Texas Whiskey Festival 2 years ago, and you were going from booth to booth looking for what your objective was to have the most Texas whiskeys in Connecticut.
And I believe I do.
So who have you collaborated with in Texas?
So it started off with Garrison Brothers, right? And when nobody had heard anything about them at all, it's only 2 barrels later, everybody knows about them. Second barrel, I believe, was from Devil's River. Somebody came and they go, I don't want to waste your time, but this is really pretty good stuff. And it was young, it was 2 years old. It was I named it Candy Cane because it has 130 something proof, but it had like the candy cane at Christmas with it had all of those notes in it. And it was so good, and people were like, wow, Devil's River, we don't know nothing about it, and people in Texas go, oh, no, we don't drink that. And then they had mine and they're like, oh, it's really good. So I went back and bought the second barrel from them called Caramel Fudge, which that barrel just got revived, and it's holding some American single malt right now.
Cool.
Very excited about that.
Most of the Devil's River single barrel cask strength releases that I've had have been superb. They've been very, very good.
Yeah. Oh, this is really nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I want another different whiskey to blend with it, but
Yeah.
I'll think about it as I'm
Well, I was
tasting
thinking
it.
what the bourbon would go.
You
good
want to
with
start with the bourbon?
Yeah.
Okay.
The rye. I want to do the rye with the chou puer.
Well, we can do that.
Yeah.
So I'm working with Ironroot Republic as a full-time employee starting
Congrats.
this month.
Yay.
And so I brought some Ironroot. This is our newest release. It is rolling out in Dallas and I think 1 or 2 stores in San Antonio, 1 store in San Antonio, a couple stores in Houston. But this is just the first time this is getting released. And this one is a double oaked version of the Sleight of Hand bourbon. This is a blend of Texas, Indiana, and Kentucky. So the blending theme continues here.
Nice.
Jonathan Licorice blended this to the flavor profile of his mother, Marsha Licorice, who's known as the mother of Texas whiskey.
Yes.
The little card there was actually a temporary tattoo that was made by the Whiskey Tribe. And it was given
that's
to
so
given to
cute. I love
Marsha,
that.
and it ends up on the card. The card is really cool because it says, "Mom, this is the whiskey I made for you.
Aw.
Happy Mother's Day, Jonathan."
That's so sweet. I love
Yeah.
that.
That's
So
very
double
nice.
oaked version, and again, we're in Texas. Double oaked. The only one that I know of is the Balmoral from Garrison Brothers,
Yep.
and that one is quite intense with a lot of loss of product in the barrels.
What does that mean, double oaked?
Double oaked means that they start off to be bourbon and needs to go into a new oak barrel, and this one is going into a second new oak barrel.
So it's getting finished in a different barrel.
Exactly. So this one is going to have additional age and another new oak barrel. The second barrel is a hybrid barrel. It's going to have French oak heads. The American oak body has actually grooves cut into it. They call it a wave
Are they
stave.
horizontal or vertical?
I'm not sure. I've just told grooves inside of the bottle, inside of the barrel.
Yep.
So here
Wave
is
stave.
wave stave is
Wave
what they're
stave.
calling
Wave
it.
stave.
And is it toasted? What char level?
Toasted and char level 1. That's the
both?
standard.
Really?
Yeah. And they also use 65-gallon barrels at Ironroot. They
Makes sense.
also use the élevage technique.
Yep.
So they're adding water as it's aging.
Whoa, hold on. So it's got to be in new barrels. So once these barrels are used, do they do something with them?
Yeah, you can actually send them off to have people make single malts with them.
Send them to Ireland.
Send them to Ireland, which we were talking about earlier. Also, you can put rum in them. You can put tequila in them. So there's a lot of secondary
Gins.
uses.
Gins. I've been
Gins.
working with gins. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. A lot of secondary uses, but this one, I did not bring the original sleight of hand to do a comparison. I wanted to talk about the rye as well, because the rye just won an award. It's actually top 5 ryes in the world from San Francisco Spirits.
Very nice. Yeah, there's not a ton of rye in Texas. Well, there wasn't, but now there's starting to be.
Yeah, ryes are starting to become a little more ubiquitous, especially with a number of farm-to-table type of rye producers that are out there, which is very exciting.
I love rye.
that
This is candy on the nose.
On the palate also.
Mm-hmm.
Very nicely done. So you can tell that it's a blend
Mm-hmm.
because usually a single barrel, it's very hard to find a single barrel that is just 100% complete. Right? It could be really tasty, it could be all of whatever, but to find one that tastes like that on the palate, that's rounded and all, it speaks to blending.
Yeah, the normal release is a little bit more rye spice on it. This one, the double oaking, it softens it. It's got a nice candy coating to it.
Wow.
It's really
Delicious.
well balanced and delicious.
Color-wise, it's kind of almost like the whiskey. I mean, the tea rather.
Now, the Ironroot is going to be a pot still.
Very similar.
So pot still, column still. We're doing blending like they do in Scotland, like they do at Foursquare with the rum.
Cool. Yeah, blending is definitely something that only happens with tea in kind of like the much larger scale production. You don't see as much like artisan blending because again, you're using there's some circumstances where you do. I think that there's definitely going to be some oolong production that is going to involve more blending, but you're not usually like picking from a bunch of different barrels, you know, all the different years harvests are distinct. They usually keep them separate, you know, and the different patches, you keep them separate. One place, so actually Li Shulin does do, the guy who made the first tea that we drank, he does make a blend, which is, we call it Immortal Dew. I drank it earlier today, and it's a Gushu Cha, which is ancient tree tea. And so we asked how old tea trees get. They get as old as they get. So these 800-year-old tea trees or these several hundred-year-old tea trees, the tea from them is more valuable. They call it Gushu Cha, ancient tree tea.
Okay. And it's kind of like old vines kind of thing.
You old vines or old agaves, you know, something like that. And so the tea from them is very valuable. And so he did this blend that was Gushu Cha from 3 different patches because each patch only yields so much pure Gushu Cha. And the size of his leases on these patches has increased over the years, but they're expensive to lease, these ancient trees. And so he started out, he didn't have a single patch Gushu Cha. He just did this blend, what we call Immortal Dew. But he chose, he gave a rationale for the blend, and it was that there was the Duoyi patch, which is at the top of the mountain, and that's the sweetest tea. There was the Bampo patch, which is lower and the most fragrant tea. And then there was the Shito patch, which is the most bitter. And so he blended those 3 to get a profile that he wanted.
That's interesting. Inside of a barrel house, that happens. So you can actually get more spicy notes the higher the barrels are up in the barrel house.
And really crappy notes on the bottom barrels.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Sometimes, yeah.
And that's something that Ironroot does. They actually manage their barrels and inside their barrel house.
Yeah.
So if there's fruity notes that are coming out, they'll isolate those barrels and try and encourage them to continue to develop those fruitier flavors. If they're spicier barrels, they're trying to develop those so that they have these ingredients to create that final blend.
Yeah, so some of the Rick houses I visited.
That's red.
That's just such a pretty color. That looks like color of the whiskey, and it actually doesn't blend too badly with it either.
Oh, cool.
No, really
excited
good.
to try
I'm
that.
getting a lot of orange notes from the tea and from the whiskey.
Yeah. So what happens is the barrels are on the bottom, depending on where the rick house is, if it's not well ventilated, you actually get those basement notes that are
Oh,
just pretty awful. I've actually learned how to blend those flavors out. But it's, it's like, if I were to build a rick house, if I did ever have a distillery, I would just go 3 feet just up, not put fans on the bottom, whatever it is, but why put it so close to the floor? Because then you're always going to end up with those barrels that are just, to me, it always has to go in a blend. You would never, that I know of, find a single barrel that's been sitting on the floor for 5 years, say, that has amazing flavors.
Would climate and humidity have something to do with that? Like which type of distilleries or which locations of distillery, like if you were in Ireland or Scotland, for example, there's going to be a lot more humidity if you're closer to the ocean.
Yeah, so this is more just, so I've seen it in a couple of places. One place in upstate New York in particular, where I go, where was that barrel? And in a couple of them, they're like, yeah, it's kind of bottom row stuff. I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm tasting.
you could be a rick house design consultant.
No, it's just waste the bottom 3 feet and put fans through there just to get circulation through.
Well, the when they would transport pu'er tea from Yunnan to Tibet, they would have it in these giant things on their backs, and there would be these sticks that would be like a kickstand that would pop down so they could stop and rest and not put the tea on the ground, and they wouldn't let it touch the ground. The whole 6-month journey, they wouldn't let it touch the ground, and they said it's because it makes the tea bad when it touches the ground. And so it's so interesting to get that from barrels, even though it's protected by a barrel. That's cool.
This is alive, right? I mean, it's breathing,
right,
So
yeah.
if you that basement note, it's just hard to get a basement note out.
Yeah.
But I played with enough different things that go, yeah, I've learned how to blend it out. But like, why even go there to begin with? I mean, you spend all this time and money, on making this whiskey, and just lift it. I don't.
3 feet. Yeah.
I get it, and then they're trying to maximize space and everything. Not everybody's luxury of having enough room to do that.
Right, so that's the difference between palletization and using a rack or rick house where the barrels are laying on their side and they're supported. There's actually air flowing through them, as what they do at Andalusia and at Ironroot. They have that space, that flow, and honestly, when it gets warm, they'll open up the garage doors and they'll let the air.
I mean, it's probably
through.
okay close to the floor if you have really good ventilation. Where every couple of feet there is, as long as there's circulation going through, then that damp the cement kind of damp basement air doesn't just get because it does, like if you anything at all that you take and you put it in the basement for 6 months, unless you have a dehumidifier running in your basement all the time, or some air purifier, it's going to smell like basement, right?
Yeah, volume and scale are also going to affect that as well. Because if you're going for volume, you're going to need a lot more warehouse space and the compromises that come with that. In aging. So, yes.
But anyway, so going back to how many distilleries, so then there's my lemon green was my next barrel, and then I think I blended no, I bought a barrel at Lone Elm first, and then I blended the Flambeau for.
Yes, I've had that one.
Yeah, and the main event, which was the super high proof one. And who else I have from? Oh, so I have one coming from 1845 right now.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
A 4-grain. That's the first 4-grain I've actually tasted that I really like.
Okay.
They've done a really good job of it, and the reason I asked which way the grooves were going, they use Hungarian oak, and theirs don't go this way. Theirs are vertical.
Okay.
Yeah, so just to get more.
I'm going to have to ask Robert and Jonathan.
All right. So unless there's like some kind of funky wave thing,
they're calling it wave stave. That's all I know. I haven't seen the insides of the barrels. But I'll be up there next month, so I'll be able to actually see
and
some.
I'm hoping to get some single barrels from Ironroot. I mean.
Yeah, let me tell you, it's a tough ask. There's a limited quantity, but the scale is getting there. They've got new stills coming online. They've got new storage coming online. So
nice.
There's a lot of really exciting things, and honestly, we're up in sales. We're up in volume. So
that's good. I know everybody lays down. No, not really.
Yeah.
Then of course in my my major project here with Crowded Barrel. I am their blender, so and I have some barrels that I have selected right now, but due to some other distilleries being bought and sold, I'm having trouble getting some pricing right now. But hopefully they'll settle down because I'm ready to make the next blend.
There's a bit of a slowdown in a lot of the distilleries right now are not producing or have slowed down the amount that they're producing. After the 2020 the world is ending crash, everybody got excited about, oh wow, let's increase production. Everybody's staying at home having a party.
Yeah, and we knew this crash was going to come, right? And like the bubble has burst, but I don't think it's crashing like the craft beer scene did.
So what I saw, and there's a lot of graphs out there where they show the incremental growth up till 2020, and then all you see is like a hump, a pimple, and then after the pimple, it's still going on that same incline, but that little bump was just an anomaly. There's still growth going there, and that's what we were saying earlier. Talking about seasonality, you can also talk about fads and phases. It's like, oh well, I guess, and we mentioned this in the gin. Gin is not a category. Well, it depends on where you are, because different places people are going to be more gin drinkers. Even different bars. You go to one bar, it may be more popular drinking gin in that bar. Then you go to the next bar, is a whiskey bar, and what's popular in that whiskey bar, it depends on the presentation and who the bartender is and what they're nerding about. So if you've got somebody that's behind the bar that's a Texas whiskey advocate that's back there saying, you need to try this, and yes, this is going to surprise you. That's the person, and it just takes one person in one venue to be able to be passionate
to put
enough.
out there. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I years ago when I was buying single barrels, started my first store from Garrison Brothers. I remember saying, I said, they're going to be like the Kentucky of the West, and they're going to get bigger. One, because you don't have to wait as long, right? And Texas is a big state, right? So yeah, I really like this tea a lot.
Right? The combination's really good. You get that fruit note comes out a lot out of both. But then there's another note. It's on the tip of my freaking tongue. I've been sitting here trying to think of it. It's a wood. It's like what's in mothballs. What is that wood?
Are you thinking of?
There's a wood. It's in mothballs.
Are you thinking willow, or are you thinking?
No, it's like effervescent. Cory, you want to fact check this for me? There's gosh, it's literally on the tip of my tongue. I think it starts with S. It's driving me crazy. But it's a note that you can get in pu'er sometimes, and it is in this. This isn't pu'er, but you get a little bit in this tea, but you don't notice until it's with the whiskey. And
that's really good.
Yeah, it is really good. It's so different, than the whiskey or the tea when they're together.
Yeah,
that's really good. But all of these ones have been really
Camphor.
good. Camphor. God.
Camphor. Yeah, I was gonna say it's an S. I'm like, it was
not
camphor.
S.
Yeah.
It was camphor.
Yeah.
It's camphor. Gosh.
Yeah. But I'm also getting some orange oil, orange zest. Yeah.
Orange blossom.
Oh yeah.
More than orange fruit.
Wow.
That's a really good one. That's a top tier little.
Yeah. This is a limited release. There's actually going to be a second release coming, but this is
distillery release only, though, right?
Actually, it went to a couple different liquor stores. Mostly Specs is where you're going to be seeing it dropped now.
Okay.
But you may see it other places in the future. But grab it. This is a limited edition release. This is also going to be part of their selection for doing like a store pick. So you'll be able to pick your own type of barrel. For your finishing barrel. Jonathan's very jealous of the product, so he's going to make sure that he's picking the best of the best, and then that's what he's going to present to the different enthusiasts that want to do either a small batch or large batch. But this is a work in progress, and this second double oak type of character is going to give us less volume and more volume, depending on what's selected, what size group you are. So yeah, we'll have to get you connected.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, that's one of the ones I definitely want. But I would love to just have the core stuff come to Connecticut and be available to me, because right now it's only available at Total Wine.
Yeah.
Which is very annoying. because so for me, much as you know, I bought so many single 150, 160, I stopped counting, but you know the barrels are still rolling in, you know, every few weeks, and in fact there might be a Lafroy barrel coming in.
Ooh.
A little scary because it's super expensive, but it's not even that it's super expensive. It's just my fear is that you know they're going to send me samples and they go, well, does the price scare you? Well, the price doesn't scare me. It is a lot. I probably would split the barrel, and I only split the barrel once with someone else because I don't really want to have to split my barrels.
Right.
Right. But I said, but is it going to be worth what I have to charge for it? Right. So my baseline is it going to taste as good as the cartridge from 2019, which is triple wood? If it tastes as good as that, I know I can sell it. So they said, oh, so it's apparently, I didn't know that they did it this way. So they're going to send me the first round, the samples of all the different finishes. And then I pick the finish style that I like. And then they're going to pick single barrels out of that I get to pick. So I'm like, can I just go there and pick it? Yeah, no, it won't be no different. But still something to be said for picking a barrel there.
Oh, yeah.
And you'd like to get the barrel too and have the barrel sent back to the store.
Yeah, oh, yeah. If I'm buying that barrel, they might have to send that barrel to me because there's so many projects that I do with all my used barrels. So in fact, I just dropped so it's 15-gallon barrel, a little bit bigger than this, right? It was a Garrison Brothers barrel. No, it wasn't a Garrison. It was a Kings County barrel, my second barrel picked from them, which was a hazmat, 148 point something proof. I named it Cupcake. It was absolutely freaking delicious. It was as if you walked into a bakery and all they baked was little cupcakes with vanilla topping.
Wow.
And you know all that sugary confectionery sugar and all.
Yeah.
So I named it Cupcake. Sold out in under an hour.
Wow.
Annoyingly. And then I said that barrel was so good I want to see it used again. So I took it to a distillery in Vermont, Mad River, and I said, make me a rum 44, which is a Demerara rum. And they aged it for almost a year. And so I named it Rum Cake. And that was freaking delicious.
Wow.
The rum picked up all of those cupcake notes.
One of the two bottles that I picked at your store, I went with Rum 44. I took that home. And the other one was a Colombian barrel.
Yes, my Colombian barrel. Oh, that's good stuff.
That was good, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so I meant to bring, I don't know why I didn't, think to, I'll be back next month. So I will bring the gin that is called Spice Cake. So after the rum came out, I said, well, let's take the barrel and I want to have a gin. So normally I would actually pick the botanical, for the gin, but I didn't have time this time, and then they gave me a bunch of samples. I go, I want something that's spicy because I want to call it Spice Cake. So, do you like ginseng?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're gonna love this gin. So they aged it for 2 years. I thought they forgot about my barrel, and I went to a tasting, and I said, hey, where's my barrel? They go, oh yeah, of gin, right? So 2 years later, this thing is, it's only, I think it's like 90 something proof only, not super heavy duty like my regular stuff. And when you taste it, you get all this really like ginseng bitter notes. It's absolutely delicious. Awesome in the Negroni. You don't need much of too many of the bittering agents.
The gin and ginseng there.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
So I want to switch teas.
Oh,
but I guess do we need to start our episode then?
Nah, we'll just go over
Roll
to this
on
one.
through. Yeah. So I want to do. We just started with sheng pu'er. This is a shu pu'er, the fermented kind, and this is from 2014.
What's the sheng pu'er?
Yeah, this is the
Oh,
shu
this
pu'er,
is
yeah.
very. It smells.
Earth.
Yeah,
Earth,
yeah,
like
earthy.
dirt.
It's turning petrichor. It's turning into dirt. I busted out my shu pu'er teapot. These teapots are dedicated. This is just for red tea. This is just for heicha because they absorb the flavor of the tea and they get better and better the more you use them. I guess like a barrel. That's probably the most analogous thing to in whiskey world would be a barrel.
Cool.
But yeah, this is the classic pairing with whiskey. Is this type of tea, the shu pu'er. This is from a cake called Stalactite from 2014. We named it Stalactite, and it's because it has that kind of cavey note to it. But I wanted to, and we'll see. This is you can see it was a piece of a cake, like a disc of tea. Here, I've got one here, like.
Oh wow. Okay.
Like one of these guys. You can see here.
And that's just all the leaves, kind of.
Just the leaves
compacted?
steamed and pressed together with the stone. Traditionally with the stone.
What kind of stone?
A heavy one. A heavy one that's
So-
flat on the bottom. Yeah, heavy one that's flat on the bottom with a handle cut into it, 15 kilos, and it's got a handle cut into it. I have no idea what the mineral is, but I don't know the mineral comes
just
in.
kind of curious because stones are also they do impart like those whiskey stones. I don't use them because they impart a flavor I don't enjoy.
Well, the tea doesn't really touch the stone because it's wrapped in cloth when it's being pressed. It's in a sack, and you can actually, when you look at the bean closely, you can see the imprint of the cloth, then the pleats of the cloth on the tea. But this is the Wei Bei. This is the first steeping of that tea that we just drank, the Black Phoenix. So we're drinking it kind of cold now. A lot of different notes come out of that cold first steeping. I got you, bro. Yeah, I got you. And so I'll go ahead and get this guy going. So here's what I want to know. I've never been to a whiskey store, really, period. I've been to liquor stores. I wouldn't say I've been to like a specialty whiskey store. I mean, the Whiskey Vault's the Whiskey Vault, but it's not exactly a whiskey store. And I've definitely never been to a liquor store. I mean, I've been to liquor stores where maybe they have one or two house blends, but how common is it for there to be these highly specialized whiskey stores where someone is actually going and doing the barrel picks and blending and heavily involved in the actual manufacture?
Very rare.
I've never heard of it. It's really cool though. It's super cool.
I mean, there are lots of stores that buy a lot of barrel picks.
Yeah.
And then here and there, they get to go have a say in, I want to finish in this barrel, wherever it is. But I think I'm the only crazy one out there. But also because it's highly illegal to own two parts of the thing, which
Right.
have to work with an attorney to figure out how I can do this legally, because all I want to do is just make a whiskey, and I'm too old.
Why should it be illegal? Well,
it's a whole 3-tier thing.
I just don't understand though. It's not like you're practicing medicine or something like that. You know what I mean? Like you're not a politician.
Well, they don't want you to have a kind of a monopoly of sorts, I guess, where you get to profit twice, I guess.
Yeah.
But a brewery can sell beer. You can go to a bar that's also a brewery, and they can have other beers on tap, and they can have their own beer on top.
Hard liquor is its own little animal.
Yeah.
It just seems so arbitrary.
So back in the day when Prohibition happened and almost all of these distilleries were shut down, they could only do medicinal alcohol.
Right.
The ones who survived had the deepest pockets and the most resources. And when they came back, they ended up taking and basically had a monopoly. They could throw people out of business, and the smaller startups had no opportunity. So this was one of the first. What's the word? It's not a protection racket, but basically it was
Antitrust.
Antitrust, yes. So that was basically the reason was to stop the people who were the main producers, and we still have it today. There are giant corporations that are running things. So you've got Beam Suntory, which is a giant. You've got Diageo. You've got Brown-Forman. These are large companies with very large portfolios, but they are investing sometimes in smaller craft distilleries as well. So there's resources there, but when you're that big, you can shut down a small operator. You can buy out a small operator. When you're a smaller guy and people are seeing you successful, it's like if your tea house, started making enough waves, there could be a giant Starbucks chain out there that says, "Hey, we're going to buy your concept." And we're going to start these West China teas everywhere in the United States. First, we're going to start in.
Okay, but I'm just saying. I mean, it's so inconsistent because in every other sector of American commerce, no one cares. Like tell that to Philip Morris and like Nestle. Like obviously, we don't care about people having monopolies and controlling the market. In this country.
Liquor just seems to always, there's so many rules around it which are just so archaic.
Puritans.
Just like how this always stores don't open.
That's meaty.
Right. Wow. I wish I brought my Aaron bottle because I think that would go really well with this. Because I'm like, what's gonna go with this? I think my Aaron barrel will go really, really well with this.
I really do like me some Aaron. There are some younger whiskeys that have just really surprised me. When we were at the Whiskey Vault not too long ago, and Daniel brought out, I believe it was like a 1964 Longmorn, and it was good, but right after that, somebody brought out a Cotswold that was probably 3 years old. And it was just so surprising, juicy, full of fruit, and it was just so pleasant. So there are. You were talking about being an age queen. You're not an age queen.
Yeah, not an age queen. Yeah, that's what I always say. I'm not an age queen. Good tea is good tea. I don't care if it's old, but you know, a good tea that's good now will be better later if it's stored correctly.
Yep.
Oh, that was nice.
I think my yeah, I think my Aaron barrel bottle will go.
You'll just have to come back, you know.
I think I'll
bring
have
some
to.
of these bottles.
I'm wondering how this is going to go. Irene, I'm going to let you tell everybody what I'm saying. So the Ironroot portion of this is a purple corn rye. 60-40 purple corn, 60 rye, 60 purple corn, yeah.
I so love all the heirloom corn stuff.
Me too. I'm a fan of that.
So you know when you smell, we sniff a lot of whiskeys, and when you can smell that dusty yellow corn, and you're like, oh, that's just a regular bourbon, right? Then when you smell something that is either Bloody Butcher or Jimmy Red, the purple, or a blue corn, it's like night and day. You don't you go, oh, wait a minute, that's not just bourbon. It's interesting. And actually, there's a distillery in Providence. They have a blend of Mexican blue corn, which is freaking amazing.
Cool.
We're not even gonna talk about it. and Kentucky blue corn, so they blended the two. Just I was like, why did you guys not tell me you're gonna blend? I could come blend for you. I'll put more Mexican in it. But the mouthfeel, the nose, amazing. So I went to visit with them, and they let me taste three. I think they're 25-gallon barrels. I want all three of them. Put my name on those. They're not ready yet, but when they're ready.
So the second component, you're going to tell us where this came from. It's Ohio, and it's a pumpernickel rye.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes, Middle West.
There we go.
Yes.
And the third is a 95 rye from Indiana.
From MGP.
There we go.
Yeah, nice. I love that pumpernickel rye. That's so good. So they just bought, Middle West just bought Old Elk.
Yes.
Yes, which is why I'm having trouble getting my pricing.
There are a lot of people that are happy about that because they like the idea that it's a smaller craft producer that purchased Old Elk rather than a large corporation.
Yeah, I really like the Old Elk. I mean, I've got 3 barrels from Old Elk. 4 barrels from Old Elk already, just for my store. But for the Crowded Barrel, my last blend, the La Quinta, was 2 wheat barrels from Old Elk.
Good news is $33.
Get out.
Yeah. Like this and the sleight of hand bourbon are all around $33.
All right, we need to get this to Connecticut.
Hey, there you go.
This one, the idea behind this was to increase production.
Okay.
Be able to have a lot more volume. So yes, this one is definitely, and it just won top 5 bourbons at San Francisco. So we're really happy with this one.
That's really good.
And it's only been on the market for like 6 months. It's selling really good. I really still believe that there is a interesting craft bartender out there that's going to make a fantastic cocktail out of this.
Yeah.
The flavors and the viscosity and the mouthfeel on this.
But just pure sipping. Is
Exactly.
perfect for it, right? And so the whole thing of it is, so I'm always looking for, so I would love to just carry, I don't even need a single barrel from, I want one, I always want one,
yeah.
but I don't need one, right? Because a core product's really good. So Ben Holiday is a fine example, right? I met them 2 years ago at SIP, and that was the best whiskey I had. I need to come see you guys, because my little infinity bottle, all it held was the soft red wheat. And I was like, I don't need anything else, just give me a half bottle of that. And they're like, well, that's for your other stuff. I go, I taste a lot of whiskeys. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be blending anything else. And, that was Friday morning. Sunday morning, it was still only Ben Holiday. So I went to see him 2 Octobers ago. And I said, you go, we won't sell to your state. I go, we're going to make that happen. So sure enough, fast forward 1 year. I say, you got to talk to this distributor, and then we'll bring the stuff in. So and the core stuff is for 2 of the wheat, cast strength and non, and all equally good. What I love about what they do is bottle and bond is minimum 4 years. They wait till 6 years because they can. Because it's the right time to release it. You know, so when we have a producer who is not like hurrying up to just, you know, put it out there as quickly as they can.
Yeah.
And actually, I don't think I've said it online yet, but I'm going to go pick a single barrel.
Yay.
Yes, next month. Actually, 2 weeks from now.
Wow.
So I'm guessing you have like a pretty tight-knit community there of people who are
My customers are all over the country.
But do you have like local or like regulars who come in a bunch?
Yeah, I mean, but most of them are all over the country.
Really?
Yeah. and
Where
then,
where in Connecticut are you?
Northeast Connecticut, a quiet corner, far away from everyone. You really
So
have to
people are coming for your spot,
Yes.
probably, is
Yes,
what it sounds like.
Yeah,
It's like
so
a
that's why
destination.
that's why I had to build the Disneyland, right? You have no reason to drive all the way 3-4 hours.
Right, for just a store.
Exactly.
Yeah, you gotta have Mickey Mouse.
Exactly.
You know, right?
So you gotta build it big and go home. If you don't want to build it big.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's expensive to do it that way. But it was always my hobby, right? Because I always had a day job. So.
So we
But not
ended up-
anymore. You're for just full time doing this.
Well, yeah. So I still don't run the store. My manager does such
Right,
a good
right,
job.
right.
I couldn't even try to. So, but blending is what I do now, and
That's
it's full time.
Awesome. That's badass.
So this is actually going to change. It's not going to be sleight of hand. They're going to call it Ironroot assemblage.
Ooh, I like that.
Yes, it's the blending component, similar to, it's a French word to assemble,
Yep.
essentially.
I get that.
Yeah.
We do have a word assemblage in English.
Yeah.
People are just going to call it assemblage.
Yes, they will.
They do know that, right?
Yeah, we
Okay,
had a cease and desist. We were told by another company that the word sleight of hand is taken.
Oh.
Okay.
So this is actually going to go through 3 different versions. So we have the current version. This label's going to say Ironroot assemblage in the second iteration, and then next year we're going to have a new bottle design with the Ironroot assemblage on the label as well. So this is going to actually, go out and get it now and save it if you're a collector, because this one is going away and there's something new coming.
But the juice going to be the same, all right?
The juice is going to be the same. We're going to continue making the same product with the same type of blend. I heard at a meeting the other day that they're trying to source older barrels in the fall.
Apparently, there's plenty of them around now.
Yeah, in the fall, they're working on a 10-year-old Texas distillate from Ironroot with a Kentucky distillate. And there may even be some Indiana in there as well.
That's what Milo and Green does too, I think, right? They have
They do.
Bardstown and
Texas, Indiana, and Texas,
and
Kentucky, and
Tennessee, and that's that's a component I am
And
not
Marlene
fond
is
of.
actually distilling in both areas,
Yep.
and they recently released something called The Answer, which hopefully we can get Marlene here on the program as
That'll
well.
be great.
The Answer is basically what happens when it's distilled in Kentucky, but it's aged in Texas and Kentucky.
Okay.
And that's
Nice.
a distillery only release. It was made for the nerds.
I like
So
it.
I
Yeah.
actually talked to Marlene a couple of weeks ago at a little anniversary party they were having at a hat shop, and so I've been doing some interesting things trying to get out. What's going on in liquor stores? There's a lot of traffic that's disappeared. The foot traffic's disappeared. People are doing a lot of online ordering, curbside ordering. You don't see people wandering around the stores. The one thing that's saving us for the whiskey community is the allocated whiskeys are not going on those online shopping orders. So the people who are bourbon hunters are coming into the store.
So online meaning you can order from and
So there's
ship?
Instacart.
Okay.
Instacart is going to be one of those things.
yeah.
You can do an online order and pick it up at the store, and some of them are doing curbside, so you don't even have to go inside the store.
Yeah.
There's also delivery service where I was at a liquor store earlier today where they have, you walk in, there are really not very many customers inside at all, but there's a bunch of vans on the outside with a
okay.
liquor store name on it.
Yep.
And they're delivering it directly to, it's in an upscale neighborhood.
Yeah.
So they're delivering the liquor directly to their parties, yeah.
Seems kind of impersonal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like I love the idea of being able to go in the back room and try whiskeys. Because, I don't know if I want it until I try it. I want to hear the stories.
Exactly. So that was my whole thing, right? Was that if I don't want you to go home and just buy a bottle because it's pretty, you drop $100 on it and you don't really like it, right? So you taste different things, or people. My most favorite thing is I love a challenge. People like, oh, I don't like rye, or I don't like Scotch, I don't like, and I want to make sure I don't like gin. That's my most favorite currently, and I want to make you go home with at least 1 or 2 bottles of it, because all of a sudden there's a different. I see you haven't met the right one. And so it's a whole part of the whole story. I'm not even selling at that point, right? So my store's in 1,000 square feet. My tasting room, which where all the barrels are, is also 1,000 square feet. There's no pricing next door. So when you come to a tasting, it's all free, unless I'm doing a class, and we do charge for it. Sure. Right? And so people will taste, and I was like, look, I want you to have to taste without knowing what the price is, right? Because then if I told you it's a $300 bottle, you're gonna go, oh, yeah, that must be really good or whatever it is.
Right.
And so you taste it if you like it, and if it's a big enough group, usually I don't let more than 10 in at a time. If it's an organized group, 7 to 8 seems to be a good number. And I'm going to put a box in front of you. No pressure to buy. Right? You taste it, you'll like it, because you're going to taste. So technically, you can only open 4 bottles. So they're going to 2 tastings with me. We taste 4 things, and then we take a break for 10 minutes, and the second tasting starts half hour later. And then you taste 4 more things, and it keeps it all legal. Yes, silly laws. Because we're only giving a quarter ounce. So I'm like, is it the amount I'm giving that you're questioning, or is it the number of different things? Who knows? We never argued about that with the state control.
Sure. There's no point.
But the whole point of it is give everybody a box, and if you like it, put that bottle in your box. At the end of the tasting, you know that everything in your box is something you liked, and then you can go check prices.
That is really smart. We should do that. I might copy you with that. Be like, oh, there's the tea. Yeah, you like that tea? Stick it in your box. Yeah.
I did go to Wizard Academy marketing school.
Right.
No, actually, I don't see myself as a
consulting here.
So, Irene, what are you getting off of this rye? I'm getting a lot of butterscotch on the nose.
Already mixed my tea.
It's very nice. I haven't mixed it yet. Yeah.
Hot rye.
Actually, it's not a typical. It's not a typical rye nose.
No, not typical. You can get a little bit of eucalyptus,
but very, very subtle though.
It is. And it's like a sweet grass. It's not like a pungent grassiness.
You call it rye again.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, there's a lot.
It's a very right-sided rye, but not a ton of spice. Just a little hint of spice in the back on the left side. It has this kind of a shape. Interesting.
Hint of mintiness.
It's nice. I love me some rye. And then this is the classic combos: dark earthy choux pu'er with like a nice whiskey. I love rye with pu'er as a pooski. This one is aged. Talking about the floor earlier, this tea is aged on a table instead of on the floor.
Okay.
It's fermented on a table instead of on a floor. It's also stored in minsong. It's wet stored, meaning it's stored in a humid environment as opposed to dry stored, which makes a difference. But
you can actually smell the wet storage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm describing as that meatiness, but there's also an earthiness to it as well.
Almost mushroomy, like a shiitake mushroom kind of note to it.
Or dirt, if you're a kid that ate dirt.
I wonder if my gin would go with it.
But after the rye, this is just so earthy.
Yeah.
So actually, I've been blending. Well, not blending, but my most current obsession is gins and sake blended.
Gin and sake.
Yes.
What? That's crazy.
It's really, really good.
Well, we're about to open. We're about to start getting open here. So I'm gonna wrap it up, and I gotta run and grab my wife and daughter real quick.
Cool.
But Irene, it's been such a pleasure. Now I have all these things I want to try. Now I didn't get to try any of your actual blends.
Next time I come back.
Yeah, please do. You're always welcome here.
Thank you.
I'd love to try some more whiskey with you. It's
I've
been so great
Only
hearing.
heard about your tea house, and I'm so glad.
I know.
you
I've only
actually
heard
did
about you. I've heard about you through all these different people, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, she's a badass." And so I'm like, "Okay, cool." And you're definitely, like I said, you do something that I've never heard of anyone really doing before, which is being on both ends. I guess it's not technically legal for you to do it officially, but it's cool that you're wearing both of these hats,
Yes.
or several hats, and because you're bringing something to each side of that equation that really enhances what you do. It definitely should not be illegal. I'll go on the books as saying my opinion is there's no good reason that you shouldn't be allowed to do both those things. But
It's
whatever.
all good. You know, I keep it legal that way because I want to continue to do what I want to do, which is,
Exactly.
blend whiskey. And it's
Exactly.
okay. I don't have to own the company. I don't have to own any of it.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
want to be able to make good shit to share
Yeah.
with people.
Yeah.
And
Love
that's
it.
what, just like with whiskey, with good tea, always good to share.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you for joining us. I'm so happy to be here at West China Tea with you and bringing our fun whiskey friends. And honestly, Irene Tan is the Venn diagram of whiskey friends. Cheers, y'all. Thank you.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah, that was great. That was a good. That was like 3 really good pairings.